Welcome to Walking the Path. Welcome. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful that you all are here. I'm so grateful and so thankful to be able to share a little bit with you today. I'm so grateful and so thankful to be alive, right? To be alive today, just to have life. That's it, right? Just to be alive. I'm so grateful and so thankful. And in this day, in this life, hey everybody, welcome. Come on in. Welcome to the loving room. So glad to be here. I want to share with you today's topic, which is you, or is what are you waiting for? I forgot the topic. What are you waiting for? Who are you waiting for? Who are you waiting for? And this topic came to me because, honestly, I have had some stories in my head about um, needing some help, like that I can't do it. Like I just wish there's like a little story in the back of my head, like just I wish somebody would just come bail me out of this. I wish I could just have a little help. I wish I could just, someone would just give me a hand, you know, whether it was from my family or from some, mystery person that was going to come and, like in some Marvel comic superhero movie, the person that comes and tells you that you really actually have superpowers, right? That person that changes your life. I've been, there's a little fantasy I have about that. Like someone's going to come and do that for me, you know? So I was started thinking about that. Like, what's the principle? The principle is that I have everything I need within me, that all the power, all the intelligence, all the glory, all the majesty, all the beauty, all the creativity, all the excellence, all of everything is within me already. So, what's up with this fantasy about someone else coming to save me? Some savior, some knight in shining armor, right? Whatever the fantasy is, that something outside of me is going to come. And I started to really realize, there's this great song that my brother from, my spiritual brother from Agape, Jamie Lula, he has, and it's called "We Are the Ones We've Been Waiting For." We are the ones we've been waiting for. I am the one I've been waiting for. You are the one you have been waiting for. So how does this work, right? We all, okay, everybody knows we got it already within us. It's all within us. And yet we have life that happens and we feel like it's not, like, I need some help. I don't understand this. I can't do it. I mean, it comes down to like basic stuff. I can't do it. I can't figure that out. I need to hire an assistant. I need some, I need some help here. I can't do it all myself. Yes, there's something about building a team, building people around you who can support you. But fundamentally, rock bottom, I gotta know deep inside myself that I'm the one. I'm the one. I'm the one that I've been waiting for. I'm the one. It's all inside of me. So this was the topic that came up, and it came up because I was thinking last night was the solstice, and I did a wonderful solstice ceremony with my dear sister Paola Castro, and we started with this beautiful meditation, and we're thinking about inviting into the meditation. What are the qualities? The solstice, this is the new moon and solstice kind of at the same time. What are we inviting in for the second half of the year? What qualities do I want to invite in? And I was thinking about all these qualities because I want to get some stuff. I want to get some stuff done. I see my sister Susan Day just popped in. Hi, Susan. Hey, everybody over in Facebook world and YouTube world and Instagram world. What's up? Mama Hills Help. Jeff. Wow. I can't believe it. Julie, so good to see you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much. So I was thinking about all the qualities that I wanted to invite in, and they were all about sort of a to-do list. Like I need to be more efficient and more effective and clarity, right? Knowing the next step, right? And then there was some courage. I wanted quality of courage, to be courageous about what what I had to do, what was being called forth for me to do. So courage was a quality, and all these qualities, love. Oh yeah, then there were the qualities of like I want to be more loving, and I want to be more peaceful, and I want to really be joyful. And all this is coming up in the meditation, and I'm like, well, what is the quality? What is it? I can't have all of those things be my intention. And then I realized the one quality that encompasses all of those qualities and so much more: compassion, safety, security, belonging, love, um, clarity, courage, peace, joy. It's oneness, the quality of oneness. What is oneness? It's a deep realization that I am one, not that I'm co-creating with God, but I'm one with the source, that the source itself is me, that I come from the source, that you come from the source. And quantum physics tells us that the law of the holographic nature of the universe is that the part contains all the qualities of the whole. And if the part contains all the qualities of the whole, then all those qualities are within me. Now, that doesn't mean that all the power in the universe, yes, the potentiality for all the power in the universe is within me, the potentiality for all the love, the potentiality for all the peace and creativity and excellence and joy and courage and faith and love and beauty and effectiveness and consistency and all those things, all of that is within me, implanted, but I have to do something not only to activate it, but to cultivate it. So oneness is the quality of consistently remembering that there's no greater power. There's no other power. There's one power, one source, one power, not two. Now we get confused. Well, yeah, there's evil in the world. There's bad things happening. How can you say that that's not evil and something's good and something's bad? Okay. So good and bad, we get to identify with that. There's an identification that happens when I identify something as good or bad. And when I identify something as good or bad, I'm giving it a past and a future. When something is good, that means it was good or it was bad and it turned to good, or it's bad and I want it to become better, or it's good and I don't want it to be bad. There's some sort of past and future to it. I'm actually feeding it life, right? When I identify with it. And when I identify with it, it becomes part of my story. It becomes like that victim story that I was talking about in the beginning that says, I need someone from outside of me to help me. I need something. Wouldn't it be great if that person came and told me that I actually was the power? Wouldn't it be great if someone came and told me I had those superpowers? Well, guess what? You do. I do. We have those superpowers. We have the superpower of the absolute infinite intelligence within us. It's within you and it's within me. How do I cultivate it? How do I activate it? How do I cultivate it? The first is this deep realization of oneness. It's what Yeshua ben Yosef was talking about when he said, I and the Father are one. It's not I, but the Father within that does the work. Now, he was speaking in a language of the time. There was a consciousness at the time that had a belief that the presence of God was outside of us. And in fact, that presence of God has some very human qualities. That presence of God in the Old Testament gets angry and it metes out retribution. And it gets pissed. It withholds things and it gives things to those it likes and it withholds things from those it doesn't. That's not the presence of God. That's the presence of human beings. That's human nature. Reverend Michael, my dear teacher, my beloved teacher, says, we were made in the image and likeness of God, and we've been trying to return the favor ever since. We've been trying to make God into our image, which is spiteful and vengeful and loving to those, loving with condition, right? And withholding things from people and giving things to people. Those are human qualities. So, and when I identify with something as good or bad, I'm seeing that from a point of view, from a position. That position and that point of view has a specific good or bad. Now, we must use the things that we label as bad in our lives as an updraft. We have to rip open those things and find the power within them, because there's only good. There's only good, and that good is within everything. The seed of that goodness is in everything, no matter how bad it may seem, no matter how dark it may get, no matter how cold it can get, there's heat. No matter how dark it gets, there's light. No matter how bad it gets, there's good, because there's only one thing. The yin and the yang, It shows that the seed of the opposite is in the other thing. There's a seed of darkness in the light, and there's a seed of light in the darkness. There's only one thing. There's only one thing. Hey, my sister, Wandrea, love you. So this idea of identification by perspective and point of view as something is good or bad feeds a past and a future to the situation. And we identify with it. And in that identification with it, we get drawn down into the story of it. So how do we rise above that story? This idea that came to me at my solstice ceremony is oneness, a deep belief that there is nothing other than the one power, and that I am one with it, that you are one with it, that we can't be separate from it. It's impossible to be separate from it because it's in, back, through, and as everything. What does that mean? From a very simple level, it means that if we look at the very fundamental particles of the universe, that these particles have an energetic at the center of every particle, at the center of every atom. There's a perfect array of a nucleus and a proton and an electron in perfect order, balance, and harmony. So at the very center of the smallest particle of the universe is order, balance, and harmony. At the very center of it. So I have to see that. I have to cultivate that awareness on a daily basis. I have to be the one that cultivates that awareness and sees through the darkness, that sees through the bad thing happening, uses that sorrow, uses that pain, uses that bad thing, uses that evil, uses that darkness to rip it open and see at the center of it the power to use whatever condition or circumstance that comes my way as an updraft to soar to regions that were previously unavailable to me if that thing hadn't happened. This is the power. This is the power of oneness. The deep realization that there's only one thing and I'm part of it. The deep realization that there's no separation. As I lift myself above confusion on a daily basis, I have to do the work. I have to cultivate this. I have to cultivate this activity of seeing oneness through all of it. So I'm getting this beautiful phrase from Howard Thurman, who was Martin Luther King Jr.'s mentor. And I heard at the Agape Practitioners meeting of the Practitioner Corps on Saturday, we listened to a presentation by Howard Thurman from 1953. And he talked about joy and sorrow, and that joy and sorrow are different sides of the same coin. And he said, he quoted this scripture from Exodus, that they saw God and then they ate and drank. And he was saying that, in this part of the scripture, Moses takes the elders up to the mountain to see the burning bush, to see God. And they come down from the mountain and then they ate and drank. And I'm thinking, oh, they were celebrating. And he says, no, they weren't celebrating. He said, they saw God and then they picked up the common tasks. They picked up the everyday things and saw joy and beauty in them. So we return. It reminds me of that old saying, before enlightenment, I chopped wood and carried water. After enlightenment, I chopped wood and carried water. We return to the everyday tasks. We return to the mundane, commonplace things, but with a renewed energy to see the beauty at the core of everything. Howard Thurman goes on to talk about a mentor of his that in his old age had both of his legs amputated. And people were coming to visit this man, and he was basically a prisoner in his own home, that he couldn't go anywhere. This is in the 40s, late 40s, early 50s. And Howard Thurman went to visit him, and he said he tore open the sorrow and saw at the core of it a power to use that situation as an updraft, to soar to regions that were previously unavailable to him, and look down and see the tremendous beauty. We must lift ourselves above confusion. We must lift ourselves above the point of view and perspective of good and bad, so that we can see the tremendous beauty in this unity, in this oneness, that there's only one thing, no matter what it looks like, there's only one thing. So who are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? You are the ones. You are the one that you've been waiting for. No one else can do it but you. No one else can do it for you but you. To ultimately take whatever situation we're going through and use it as a thermal, as a thermal wind, to lift us up to regions that we would not be able to see without that situation. This is how we can say that it's all good. This is how we can anchor into this oneness, anchor into this truth. All is well. So the intention for the solstice is, hey, Ben Decker, I love you. The intention of this solstice is oneness. One source, one power, one life. It's expressing in, through, and as everything. There's no outside of it. There can't be. There can't be, because everything emerges from this consciousness. The principle here is that consciousness precedes form. Consciousness precedes form. Form does not create consciousness. We live in a world that says evolution occurred. Now, I'm not an evolution doubter by any means. My belief is that if there's one consciousness, that evolution emerged from that consciousness. Evolution didn't happen, and then someday at one point, Neanderthal had started having self-reflective thoughts, or Homo erectus, or whatever, whatever we are, right? Started having self-reflective thoughts. Consciousness didn't emerge out of matter. Consciousness didn't emerge out of form. Form emerged out of consciousness and evolved. So I'm not denying evolution. If consciousness precedes form, then our ability to see through, to rip open whatever circumstance, whatever condition that we're going through in the moment, and use that circumstance and that condition as a springboard, as an updraft to reach a height, to lift ourselves outside of the mire of perspective and opinion and point of view and judgment, to see something greater, to take a higher view, to soar on the thermals. And I love that metaphor of soaring on the thermals, because, you know, when an eagle or a condor soars on the thermals, they're not moving their wings. They're just spreading their wings and being supported by what is already there. They're not having to do anything. That's the perfect metaphor for us. Thank you, Belinda. She says that's the perfect message for me today. It's the perfect message for me today, too. That we must cultivate this awareness. So it all starts from an awareness of oneness. It all starts from an awareness that God is all there is. And when I say God, I mean this consciousness that's in, through, and as everything. This consciousness that takes trillions of drifting particles and combines them in this intriguing form to let us experience the tremendously beautiful but generally unappreciated state known as existence. I am guilty of this myself. Not that I'm claiming guilt, but I'm saying I get caught in the mire myself to lose the beauty of what's happening. Can I open up? Can I really, really anchor in that no matter what's happening, it's for me? It has to be for me, because there's only one thing happening, and it's good all the time. So I'm going through something in my life right now that for a long time now I've been dealing with. Over and over and over, I ruminate about this, and I think I forgive. I think I get over it. And then something happens and I go, oh, fuck them. I can't, you know? And so I've started now just saying, this is for me. This is for me. This is for my transformation. This is for the uplift. I'm going to tear this situation open and see at the core of it a power to transform it, to soar to regions where I would not be able to go before. Everything is good. Only good is happening. I have to be the one. Who are you waiting for to do it? No one can do that for you. Only you can do that. You are the one you've been waiting for. I am the one I've been waiting for. We are the ones. We have to nurture ourselves. The one, when we're sad, when we're in our story, when I'm in that story of being rejected or being left out, of not being good enough, of being sad, of being depressed, of being afraid, when I'm in that story, I have to be the one to give myself what I need. I'm okay. I'm not alone. I got me. And who am I? I'm the very incarnation of the power and the presence of the Most High. I'm the incarnation of that thing that's spinning the planet right now without human compulsion. I'm the very incarnation of the thing that's arranging the planets around the solar system and spinning out the galaxies and spinning out dimensions that exist outside of space and time. I'm the very essence and expression of that thing that's operating in the mitochondria of my cells and at the atomic level and at the subatomic level. Order, balance, harmony, all being congealed and arranged in perfect ways. I'm it. You're it. We're who we've been waiting for. So from this place, then, I get to give it to myself. I'm okay. I'm okay. Yeah. I heard you. I heard you. They did that to me. Yes, I got you. Yes. I heard you. You did that thing when you were in college, or you said that thing, or there was that thing that is unforgivable that someone did to you or that you did. That's all right. It's for me. It's actually for me because there's only one thing happening. Oneness is the principle. Oneness is the master principle. Woo! I love it. I love Belinda's like just on fire, girl. Got to give it to ourselves. That's right. We got to give it to ourselves. No one else can give it to us. I'm okay. I got me. I got me. I'm not alone. I'm not alone. I have a silent partner. I have a silent partner whose consciousness is infinite. So if I can't see the solution to this problem, I need to open my mind up. If I can't see the answer to that question, I need to open up and say, let me see it. It's here. All the intelligence is here, right now. God, the presence, the consciousness doesn't distribute itself unequally. It's not bigger where like, spiritual people are and smaller where drug addicts are or criminals or people who are committing crimes. The law works for everybody. The law works for everybody. The law of gravity works whether you're good or bad. Doesn't matter. It's equally distributed. But we have to open up. We're all using the law already. Already we're using it always. We need to now use it for a definite effect. And we anchor into this. Thank you, Belinda. I'm so glad. I needed to hear it too. We need to anchor into it and use it for a definite effect. Oneness. I'm one with everything, all the power there is, all the peace there is, all the intelligence, all the consciousness, the infinite consciousness that's spinning out galaxies right now, spinning out dimensions right now. It's in me. It's right here. It's available. I need to open up. I need to stop thinking about the problem. I need to stop thinking about the question. I need to stop thinking about how I can't figure it out. I need to stop thinking about how I'm not good enough. I need to stop thinking about how alone I am. I need to stop thinking about how it's never going to happen for me. I need to stop thinking about how everybody gets it but me. I need to stop thinking about that. And I need to lift myself up because no one else is going to lift me up. No matter what, you know it. You know it. How many times have you been having a pity party of yourself and somebody's saying, you're good looking. Oh, everybody loves you. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much they tell you you're loved and appreciated because you're not feeling it. So I love this other piece about cliches, right? That every freaking cliche is true. Nobody can love you until you love yourself. We got to give it to ourselves. I got to love myself. I got to love myself just as I am with all my flaws. They're for me. Anything that I perceive as bad is for me. Anything that I perceive as a flaw, it's for me. It's all working together for my good. This is what I know. So I think we're here. I think we're at the place where we get to just say, I'm so grateful to recognize that at this time of the solstice, I'm claiming my intention is oneness. I am one with all of life. One with life means there's nothing, no power greater than life. No power greater than God. No power. That's the only blasphemy we can do. And guess what? You can't even blaspheme God because God is unconditional love. Can't offend the divine. But if there's one thing that I would say is blasphemy, it's thinking that there's something greater than the one power and the one source. So I got to watch myself. grateful and so thankful. All right, glitch on the internet. So I'm just going to leave it there. Thank you. I'll see you next week. I'm sending blessings to all. Let's take a moment before we go. Let's take a moment before we go and just send out love. Take a deep breath in. Hold it in your heart. And send love to yourself. Love to your little inner child, your shadow, to all the flaws, to all the perceived flaws, to all the perceived inequities. Just send love to yourself. I belong. I am loved. I'm giving it to myself. And now that we're giving it to ourselves and we're filling ourselves, we can give it from the overflow. We can give it from the overflow. And now, I can take another deep breath in and hold it in my heart. And as I exhale, I'm sending it to all those who are suffering right now, all those who are, life's not worth it, all those who are facing life-threatening illnesses, just sending them love right now, knowing that they feel this love right here, right now. Take another deep breath in and send out love, seeking safety right now, all those who feel unsafe, whether it's in relationship or war-torn areas. Sending them in our hearts. And as we exhale, let's send that love to the planet, to Pachamama, to the trees, to the sun, to the mountain, to the send it to the animals. So grateful, so thankful. Even to the creepy crawlies. So grateful. Send out that love. And now take another deep breath in. And hold that love for you. Give that love. Bring it right into you. You are loved. You are who you've been waiting for, to love yourself. And so it is. Peace and blessing all.